Hello Team Digi.Fire, RT here, and I wanted to make a little video to talk about my first week in Elite Dangerous. While this isn't going to go into depth about any one aspect, I would like to set this up as a quick beginner's guide and spotlight. Corlin and I have kicked around whether or not to get into this game in the face of so many space games coming out, and I think there are a lot of us just wondering if it's worth it. Well, it's a little too soon to tell for me. There's definitely some pros and cons, but for the time being I'm just enjoying myself. I've had to learn a lot about this game before being able to do anything, so I'll touch on the big stuff: ship controls, UI, missions, mining, and dogfighting. So let's hyper jump right into it with ship controls. One of the many wow factors in Elite Dangerous is that instead of a game like EVE Online or KSP, watch my series on it, woo! You are directly in control of your ship like a space cadet would be. That being said, your brain has to go from keyboard and mouse and translate that into pitch, roll, yaw, and translations left and right and up and down. On top of that, you've got throttle and banking, target selection, and weapons, so it gets a little messy. I ended up setting my keyboard to genuine flight controls, WASD for pitch and roll, Q and E, and R and F for vector translations. I then set my mouse to feel more like a rail shooter, a la Star Fox or Knights of the Old Republic, God rest its poor soul. This allows my left hand to make the ship do stuff, while my right hand can track and follow targets to keep weapons on for as long as possible. Gimbal, gimbal, gimbal! More on that later. Docking itself is a fun little minigame in which you try not to crash into everything and look like an asshole in front of all the other pilots. As soon as you can, get a docking computer and thank the Lord you'll never have to deal with that again. I won't go into ship types and loadouts in this overview, but I will tell you the Sidewinder is generally good for most basic attempts at different aspects of the game, but as soon as you can, find a port that sells Cobras and never look back. Weapons come in 3 flavors: fixed, gimbaled, and turret, and I've found that gimbaled everything gives me the freedom to maneuver without having to line up perfect shots. I haven't used turrets yet, but I've read that they get you in a lot of trouble by just shooting things they shouldn't, so maybe don't even bother. Lasers do more to shields, projectiles do more to hull, so plan accordingly. That leads us into dogfighting. Ship-to-ship combat, or dogfighting as it's known in the aviation community, is actually pretty clean and fun. Different ships have different approaches, from speed and agility to beefy shields to birthday-canceling cannons, and as you're out picking fights or ending them, you'll get used to what to expect from each. Learn your own ship and get a feel for the stick before you take on more than one target at a time, and it's okay to run away every once in a while, so don't listen to those other pilots when they laugh at you. Interdictions pull ships out of super crews, and that's a whole circus on its own, but just do your best, and if you fail, get ready for a fight. They're not pulling you out of super crews to give you a hug and a high five. If you're not big into buzzing the tower and other Top Gun references, you can always try mining. It's no stay at the Four Seasons, but once you get the hang of it, you can pull in lots of funds in a short amount of time, and I'd actually suggest you buy a hauler and do this first until you can outfit a Cobra. Cobras are excellent mining vehicles because they can defend themselves from all the filthy hobbitses that want your precious. Long story short, if you go for mining because you don't like dogfighting, get ready to dogfight as you mash the Super Cruise button. These two aspects culminate into the mission system, where you go to a port's bulletin board and get extra money for doing specific versions of mining, dogfighting, assassination, cargo delivery, and even acts of charity. All these give you reputation, money, and access to higher level missions, which in turn give higher reputation, more money, etc, etc. I haven't tried exploration yet, and I've heard that there's some new things on the horizon for Elite Dangerous, but if you're looking for a really pretty game where you get to fly around in space and do stuff, I'd say try it out. The worst thing that can happen is you're a failure of a pilot like I am, and all the pilots laugh at you and make jokes behind your back and stuff you in space lockers. If you'd like to see more Elite Dangerous, let me know and I can start making some videos of it, whether it's gameplay or guides or whatever. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Rolling Thunder!